And I'm Sade.
And this is TwoNatural. This is our first show, and we're going to talk about our first time. TwoNatural is basically a place where we want women to talk about their stories, share advice, kind of help little girls as far as teenagers. Kind of make their way through life and not make the same mistakes we make, or don't feel like they're the only people going through what they're going through, because we all been through it. I feel like we all been through the same thing in some type of way, right?
Yeah.
So we want to share stories. If y'all have common stories, if y'all want to share y'all first time, please give us feedback and we'll put you in our clips. But we're going to talk about our first time, give you some type of advice, and we're going to have a Let's Talk About Lust series. So, Sade, do you remember your first time?
I definitely remember my first time, and looking back now, I regret it, but it's definitely a story, and it's a learning experience, I should say, definitely. What about you guys? You remember your first time?
Nah, not really.
Yeah, I won't say that I regret it because it was a learning experience. Now I know what to do with my box now. But
That's true.
yeah, I was in high school, 16, probably 17, and I dropped away, but I had the peer pressure of a high school sweetheart, so.
So we're going to go in more detail about our first time and our stories, but we're going to start off with an icebreaker. But you guys, you have to know who these people are. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Ciera Westbrook.
What's your IG?
IG is Cyerre_West. That's CYRE_West.
Okay.
My name is Mario. You can find me at Mario Stephen on Instagram. Check me out.
And I am Miss_Petite, but my platform is under TwoNatural Ciera.
And I'm Sade, SayShaday.
Right, and we have more of that under in the comments. So we're going to start our icebreaker. You guys have your answer cards ready. This is Mentally Stimulate Me by Derek Jacks. This is going to be fun. We are kind of lit, so we're going to have We're going to have some fun. Okay,
Right.
y'all have your answer cards?
Ready.
All right, so what is most likely to ruin the mood? A, him or her stopping to answer their phone. B, you doing all the work. C, attempt to penetrate the anus. Or D, him or her doing a lot of talking, etc. Example, sorry, I can't read. Example, you like it? What's my name? You love me? What's for dinner? Nah, don't show us the answers. Put your answers down. Do y'all need to have the question answered? Asked again.
No, I know my answer.
I know mine.
I think I want to say all the goddamn above, but that's not an answer.
Okay, so do we say our answers out loud?
Well, no,
Can
you
we
gotta
go
pick
back
your
over
card.
those answers
Yes.
and
And
talk
you have
about
to-
why?
You have to pick your question. You have to pick your answer, put it down, and we're gonna pick one of our guests to try to guess what we all guessed.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So A was him or her stopping to answer their phone. B, you doing all the work. C, attempting to penetrate the anus. D, him or her doing a lot of talking. For example, you like it? What's my name? You love me? What's for dinner? Okay. That was D. So pick your answer.
I picked mine.
All right. So we're gonna say Ciera. What do you think all of us picked?
Well, damn. I know this one picked A.
Nah, I ain't pick A.
What?
Which one did you
Which
pick?
one did you pick? What's the
I
talking?
picked D.
The
D.
talking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta talk to me.
No, not all of
You
them.
can't force it.
You ain't gotta say all
But
that,
if you
but you can
force
talk
it,
to me.
it's just.
Oh, I didn't know it was meant to in
I
a
rather
forced way.
I rather
Like-
hear you moaning, that-
Yeah.
No, I want
No,
you
like
to-
if you ask
I
me
want you
what's
to-
like, I don't know. I don't like.
What's
I
for
want you to
them
talk to
and
me.
shit?
No, I didn't know. I excluded the West Virginia. I just started talking.
Afterwards for them. and
No,
shit.
okay, so never mind.
What's
She said,
the
so I'm assuming D.
Okay,
Yeah.
you picked me?
Yeah, D.
No, I picked A. Don't answer your fucking phone. I'm playing.
Yeah, I'm like, answer.
No, you cannot.
Do
Do not answer your phone, because if you answer your phone, I'm going to beat your ass.
You can answer the phone.
That turns me
Oh my God,
off.
that means I'm not doing my job.
Answer
Like,
the phone.
yeah.
So when he answer the phone, you can make it.
no, fuck that. Don't answer the phone.
Right.
Okay.
Why answer the phone if I'm doing my job? You shouldn't even know where your phone is.
Alright, this
You
my
shouldn't
turn.
even hear it ringing.
I feel like that's my turn.
Sade, I was gonna say doing all the work, but I'm gonna say D. Why do nobody want to talk?
What about you?
I like talking about it.
I was gonna.
I think. Oh, you picked A too. So we like on the same page. Don't answer your phone.
Yeah, no, I still phone, but then I thought about it. I had some people answer their phones before, but I made them get off of it.
Yeah, you gonna make him get out.
Yeah.
No, don't. It really drives
But
me
the talking,
the
I'm
fuck up.
for the talking. And I'm for the
I'm
being
not
in control
for
too.
the
I don't like to do
talking.
all
I
the
like
work
being-
sometimes,
I
but
do.
sometimes I do want to do all the work.
I'm not for
So-
talking either.
I go to work.
Okay, yeah, this is yeah.
Well, okay. We're gonna talk about our very first time. Do you guys remember?
Yes, I do remember.
Okay. I was gonna like,
I don't want to remember.
so every time I think about that song, I think about the song. Every time I think about my first time, I think about the song, and it was nothing like the fucking song. My first time was whack. Like I cried.
You did?
You cried.
Oh my
You
God,
cried?
I cried.
You heard it?
No. Listen, I cried, and this is the first time I'm being public about this. I cried because the guy I had lost my virginity to was my boyfriend at the time, but it was not the guy that I wanted to lose my virginity to. So, but the thing is, they kind of knew each other, but they weren't friends. The guy I wanted to lose my virginity to was my guy I had grew up with from church, but he still lived in the same area. But fuck all that, because that's gonna be in my book.
Right.
Well, we can talk about that more and more the more y'all watch this. But anyways, so this is how it happened. So we were watching Friday, and
Well, we telling our story.
yeah, so we was watching Friday, and I was in his house, and it's so funny because before my mom allowed me to be at his house, she called his mom like, "Are you gonna be there? And they gonna be okay? Okay, so you can go over there as long as his mom there. Don't ever go there when his mom not there. Blah 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 blah. You know, parents try to be all."
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm not. His mom was there, but I don't know what type of parent she was because he did already have a child. So I guess at this point she was like, "Why I tell the other mama what she want to hear?" But
listen.
he was 18, so he was grown. Well, no, he was 17.
Shoot.
Yeah.
16 about to turn 17.
Oh, Savage Age.
Yeah.
But okay, so anyway, so anyways, we was watching Friday, and I don't know how it kind of happened. It just happened. So we had sex, and no, we did not wear condom. And after all those,
Ciera.
yes, after all sex ed,
wait.
sex education, wear a condom, wear a
You
condom.
know
wear a
what? That's
condom.
the first time I've heard somebody say that they didn't on their first time.
Okay, and don't
Normally, that's what you would be waiting for
Do
your first
not-
time because you always seen that.
exactly, and do not follow my footsteps. But it was just a such in the moment type of
Was
thing.
it? It wasn't his first. Okay, he had a
And it was not his
Because
first
he
time.
could have accidentally.
That's why. Yeah.
Exactly. God definitely has not wanted me to have children yet because it had been plenty of times
Yeah.
where I could have slipped up. But on a serious note, on my first time, we was having sex or whatever, and then and he might have put the condom on eventually, but I don't even think we went that long because I cried. And he stopped, and when he stopped, you know how I'm that person, I could be in a mood, but then a simple thing would turn me the fuck off. I don't know. I don't care if we're in the middle of sex. I could think about the simplest thing you pissed me off at, and I just turn off. So at that moment, I didn't want him to touch me, and I was just done. And I grabbed my shit, all dramatic, like a movie. I'm always in movies. And was just crying. He was like, "What's wrong? Whatever." So we kind of patched it up or whatever, but I had cried because I wanted to lose my virginity to yeah. Well, damn, I said his name, but oh well. I wanted to lose my virginity to him. But
Yeah, we can.
yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm happy I lost my virginity and got it over with at that moment because the heartbreak was less. But do you remember yours?
Yes, I remember my first time, and I literally remember trying to wash it off. After
in the shower?
after my first time, I was just like, oh my God. I was just sitting in the tub like, why the hell? Yeah, I mean, it was with my high school sweetheart. I was 18 at the time. This is like my senior year, and like looking back now, I'm just like, I could have not did that.
Okay.
But I think it was like pity sex, because I had just like I just literally watched him get jumped.
Right.
Like literally, like he had it was like this big ass commotion. Like I just watched him get jumped and all kind of shit. Like we both running for our lives, and then went back and
savage. You got a savage life. Oh my god.
I'm not even that.
Can't wait to hear your stories. Oh my god.
I have some
this
stories.
This is gonna be a juicy season,
I have some
y'all.
stories, but
juicy
yeah.
season.
Yeah.
You was running with him. You was about to be like a cookie lion. You was like a
hell no, I wasn't. That's why we ended up breaking up.
You're not taking me down.
Yeah, you can do what you want to do, but you're not taking me down. You got me messed up. Like, that's not how it goes.
You remember yours?
I'm gonna do one.
You are, if you just have some advice, you remember yours?
My advice?
Yes.
Like, well, he has a story and we actually.
Hold on to
hold on to
that box. Because that box will
Forever.
get you trips to Anguilla even if you ain't giving it up.
Oh.
Yeah.
So just hold on to your box.
I got
It can fly you out the country.
What's your advice?
You got to play the game like a nigga, so you won't get played like a bitch.
Oh.
Don't play. Don't.
That's for the school.
This is for people. If you're old enough to have sex, you're old enough to hear cuss words.
True.
Well, yeah, that's the truth.
That's the
No,
That
but
is
you
the
asking
truth,
why
yes.
is that? See, want to go?
I would say, the way that I kind of told my mom. Did you guys ever tell your parents?
Hell
about
no.
I told my dad, but this was about.
Are you serious?
This is a while after. Yeah, I told my dad before I told my mom.
Girl ain't telling him nothing.
They better
Yeah,
guess.
but I mean, I was me and my
Like,
dad.
come
When he
on,
asked
do
me,
it.
and I just like you ever get to the point where you just don't feel like lying no more. You just like I don't feel like lying. So he asked me, and I was just like, yeah, man, like. And he was just like, well, you need to talk to your mom. Of course, which is responsible because my mom's going to take me to the gynecologist and this, that. So I told my dad before my mom. Now I wish I hadn't because he is a tattleteller. And that nigga's a tattleteller. Like, but.
I mean, I don't be fucking, you know. I mean, I get it. It's occasional. You know, I'm a holiday hoe. You know? That's the type of bitch I am. A holiday.
Oh my god.
Yo, strap it up.
Yes.
I told my
Definitely strap it
mom.
up.
I told my mom by text.
Oh
Like,
my god.
Text
the
message?
worst.
Text message.
Don't do it.
Why would you do
Because at this point, I was like, I want birth control. My mom, I told my mom, and my mom was just acting like she just was all lackadaisical about getting birth control, and I knew that I was fucking. Like, I knew that I was having sex. Like, so.
Fucking like what though?
Fucking like, he was my boyfriend, so I had a car. It was like, whenever I was there.
Yeah.
we was
Don't
getting-
get your kids a car.
Don't.
Never get your kids a car.
Because that's just open.
Even if you don't even let them drive yours, they still gonna.
They still gonna do it.
Nah,
You just need to have that
they
talk
gotta
because
fight.
at the end of the day, if your child wants to have sex, they're gonna do it. It
They
don't matter if
gotta
you
do
tell
it.
them not to do it. Don't
It's
matter
peer pressure.
whatever you say it. Even if it's not peer pressure, when they want to bust it open, they will. But I when I text my mom, that was the worst thing I could ever done because she didn't talk to me for 3 days. I was just like, Mom, I had sex and I want to have birth control. And
she won't do it again.
but the thing was, and my mom was just like, you didn't even have to tell me. Like, you were about to you had a doctor's appointment anyways. Like, why didn't you tell me? And I'm like, that was peer pressure. I wouldn't have told my mom if it wasn't peer pressure to tell my mom. First of all, my ex-best friend mom was just like, well, you need to tell your mom you are having sex. And I'm just like,
Nobody.
That ain't your.
why are you even in my business?
That ain't your spot.
But at the end of the day, you should have a person though that you can talk to about having sex because a person would have shut me up. Like, you're not wearing condoms, you're dumb. Why?
Yeah.
Why didn't you wear a condom?
That's true.
Are you trying to get pregnant? Are you trying to get an STD?
I got suspended just for carrying a condom around when I was in elementary.
Really?
Hmm?
Who you was carrying the condom around for?
He like the way they look.
I'm like, what you?
That's why I got all my condoms from. If you see condoms in my purse, it's
I
because
got
of them.
condoms in my bag right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it's important to always have condoms.
You
never
should.
know.
You never know.
You never
For
know.
real.
Guys out here trifling.
Right.
Yeah, they are.
Everywhere though.
And the pull-out
It's
game ain't
everywhere.
right.
No, pull-out game does not exist.
There's no such thing as I'm gonna pull out.
No.
There's
Yes,
no
there is.
such
No.
thing. There's
No.
such
Nobody's
thing.
pull-out game
What you
because
mean?
first of all,
No,
free cum.
you be teaching people that shit.
Pre-cum is the most, is more strong than regular cum.
Okay.
So you pop on it and you pre-cum, you can already be knocked up.
Let me stop talking.
It's like, no.
Okay.
But yes, pre-cum, no, pull-out game does not. If you ever say his pull-out game was trying to know you were blessed.
Mm-hmm.
God did not make you get pregnant at that moment.
Well,
His pull-out game was not strong. Because unless you literally suck them up, got all of that pre-cum out of them, then had sex with them, then he pulled it all the way out, jacked out a couple times, then he nutted.
The nigga must be a wrestler.
That's just a lot of work. So fuck that pull-out game. Nobody's pull-out game was strong. But I would. If my advice is to have somebody to talk to, and I want this platform to be, you can talk to us. Like if you have a question, if you have anything you want to know, if you feel like you're the only person that been through it, probably not. I have plenty of situations.
I got plenty of stories.
Yes. Like you're not a hoe just because you had sex with somebody or you don't have a boyfriend. You had sex personally. I have only had one boyfriend, and I have multiple sex partners. And I don't consider myself a hoe. I had fun, but I'm a safe. And the thing is, if you're having sex, you need to be safe.
Hey, abort one, you know.
It's Gemini. That's it. Gemini.
Okay.
It's the different.
Gemini.
It's two different types of hoes. You know, you got to have
What
all
are the
the
different
good
types?
hoes.
Yes, I want to know what type of hoes.
I'm honest
Yeah,
though,
they
and all my
are
hoes
the
are
good
honest. Like
hoes,
Hillary said on Hall Night.
But yeah, you got it. You know, a good hoe. You got a bad hoe, but
So what kind of hoe was I?
it was a good one.
A good hoe.
I don't even think there's a such thing as a good hoe. It's you gonna do what you do, but do it responsibly. And if you can be held, like I have a friend who's ashamed because, I had a friend who was ashamed because you slept with married men, which I believe in karma. You don't do that. That's on paper.
Person
that's not
ass
your
karma.
man.
That's the
Yeah,
name of my
that's
Now, if it's somebody with a girl,
okay.
you know, she got to worry about her man. But what I'm saying is, like, if you single and you dating and stuff, and you need to get you real quick, then yeah, like that's what it is. But like how I feel is never, like, don't lie on what you have and haven't done. Don't try to turn your nose up and be better than, like, if I had sex with you, we can say whatever, right?
Yeah.
If I fuck, like, yeah, I fuck. I hit it. Like, I can pull out my list and show you, like, here you go if you need to know. Like, one thing with me, I'm too blunt with guys that I talk to and let them know, like, yeah, I have messed with this person. I've had an instance where I messed with people that were connected, but I didn't know because I didn't know that y'all ran together or whatever the case may be. And I talked to you first, and then 5 years later, I talked to this person. I had no clue.
Right.
That's not on me.
Yeah.
And I'm not a hoe. My walls are still tight, and they still work just fine, and I've had no complaints. But you know, I didn't mean to put all that in there. But
Yeah.
next. But I'm just saying, it's the way that you carry yourself.
Right.
And then if they ask about you, they're not like with my friend. If they ask about my friend, it's gonna be bad.
Right.
But
So
if they
that
ask
was a
about me,
bad
CCO, she dated this guy, they'll mention my high school sweetheart. They won't know about me having my fun when I did have my fun,
Right.
where I was at or whatnot, because that's my
Keep
business.
your business, your business.
But I wasn't out there just wilding. Well, I was wilding out, but it was to a certain extent.
Yeah, I'm wild now too.
So I have a question. So I asked you guys if you would have taken it back. Would you have waited? Would you guys?
Yes.
You
Hell
said
yes.
Yes. So would you say, was it like your vision of sex? Was it anything like that when you did it? Or was it like false advertising, like, fuck?
I don't think I really just had a vision of sex. I just think that now that I'm older, I look back and I'm just like, why did I think that he deserved to have my virginity?
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
now that I'm older, I wish I could pinpoint what in my mind at that time made me feel like that man deserved to have my virginity. Because when I look at him now and I'm like, that nigga could never get this. And I like, he could never touch it again. And then I think about then, like, he definitely didn't. I was so pure and so innocent. Like, he definitely didn't deserve to touch it then. So, like, if I could just pinpoint, like, what my thought processes were, and I could, like, talk to my daughter at the same time, I would, because he could never touch it. Like,
Yeah,
he could never. Like, yeah, like, I don't know what it was, but
Do you think you were peer pressured?
No.
He said, oh, or did you peer pressure?
No.
That's a question. Or did you peer
I
pressure?
didn't peer pressure. I was always, like touched on and stuff like that. I believe because I was cute. Not to toot my own horn, but
Yeah, too.
I'm, about sexual, so I feel like, all the niggas, was attracted to me in some type of way. But nah, I wouldn't take it big. Whatever I did, I won't take it big.
You
It was
wouldn't?
fun.
Yeah. Well, that's good though. It's good to feel that way.
It was fucking
It's good. But what?
Or.
Why he lying?
No, you're not lying. That's
Oh,
what
what's
I'm saying.
wrong? What?
You heard me say whore.
No.
You're whore. Everyone in
fucking
Hollywood has
fun.
slept with you.
Do him like that.
I would definitely have taken mine. I would have
I
waited.
think
I feel
that's
like
for
I waited a
girls.
long time.
Yeah,
though.
girls
Yeah,
different,
girls-
boys not. Yeah, girls.
Yeah,
are-
boys-
At the end of the day, we gotta look at it. He's a man still, so he know how a man think and all that.
That's why I
Yeah.
asked him if he peer pressured
Yeah.
somebody. Because boys.
No,
He ain't got a peer pressure, but he
they
do
always
certain
prefer
stuff.
me out,
Look on me.
Okay, so I think that we can all agree that condoms is
Oh, condoms. is
Hell yeah, that's your best
Necessary.
friend.
the best thing.
Yes.
Even
Come
though
on.
Even
all
if they
that raw
they
sex,
all brand,
Okay.
get you some.
it is, and it's plenty of brands.
Some.
It's plenty of brands that's like bare skin. It's like it feels like you don't have any.
Here's some,
Yeah.
Okay. They even got a new kind called Sony.
Yeah, the black
Oh,
one.
I got that.
I got
You got
that.
Ciera?
I got that in my
This is
pocket
how
right
it
now.
is.
I have.
That's like bare skin.
Yeah.
So
You know,
yeah.
they got different
I do
kinds,
bare
you know.
skin. That's
But
the
wear
problem.
it, and it's like have
I'm
fun with it.
sorry,
Try
baby.
some. Get something that tastes good.
Which
Get-
one's
I've
the
never-
flavor kind?
Try it. I
I've
mean,
never
Oh,
Don't get him stuck.
yes. Get you a flavor condom. Yeah, because
Yeah.
these niggas out here, man, these niggas are dirty.
They are so
Everybody eating pussy.
dirty.
Everybody
Oh
eating
my
dick.
all right. So all that brings
That's
us
too
into let's
No.
talk about lust. Okay.
I'm
Let's
sorry.
talk about lust.
Oh well, that's
Our sex.
Okay.
Damn,
Our-
10 minutes to-
It's not too much. Our sex ed topic today is HPV. Now that's a virus that people don't take serious, and people think that I can just have sex and it's just chlamydia or gonorrhea. No, HPV.
No, shit don't need to be none of those.
HPV, right? Just because it has a pill to cure you, don't mean it's
I
good that you got anything
understand.
as a cure.
Yeah.
Because
She needs to
as
smell
a
like
woman,
water.
yes, as a woman though, that stuff still it's a piece of it is still in your body,
It's
so
still
you're
in
still
your
affecting
blood
it.
system, yeah.
And if you have HPV, it kind of
Mess with your reproductive organs.
yes, and
Yeah,
it can turn
kids.
into cervical cancer.
Yeah.
So something that you did when you were like 16 years old, you can be like 27 years old. You ain't been to the doctor because you feel like I don't
You
need to
don't
go
need
to the
to
doctor. They tell you got HPV, cervical cancer. Now they got to do surgery, and your cervix is out, so you can't even have kids.
And the thing
For
about
something
HPV
she did.
is you can contract that without even having sex.
Right.
So you
Yeah,
can
get a
just
shot-
be
shot
messing
for it,
around.
right?
Yeah, like you could just be messing around and get HPV. So people
Yeah,
don't know
oral
that.
sex or anything.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful with that, because why make something that yes, sex feels good for a moment, but does that moment
Wait for a second.
okay, will you let that moment affect your rest of your life? Like you don't want to have children. So the best way to prevent HPV is to first of all be monogamous if you are going to have sex, if you just have to have sex. But is there any way for you to know if your partner is being monogamous? You're not married.
These niggas
So is there
Marriage
any way?
doesn't necessarily.
And marriage.
They
And
can
even
slip
you're
out
married.
too.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, if you find, I believe, like, in our reality, that there is that real one that won't cheat, that won't disrespect you like that, and will do the right thing and know not to bring that back to you or do something.
I
Right.
believe
Right,
that.
right.
That's why I'm not married yet, until I know, like,
That
for
you
sure.
found that person.
That is true.
Yes.
Like, I believe, like, you still gotta believe there are, like, I
There
watch
are still some
my
niggas.
grandparents on my dad's side. I can
No,
definitely
they-
say that.
But-
And like
yeah.
they took care of me. Like he wasn't my biological paternal grandfather. That's my dad's stepdad. But he went on to marry my grandmother when my dad was about 11 or 12. But they took care of me, set up a trust fund. But not an inch in his bone. My grandma took care of him when he broke his hip, like real love. Cut up his food, had his, forgot to take care of her stuff because she was taking care of him. So I believed in stuff like that.
But you're not getting that in high school. You can't expect your.
You're not getting that expect today.
Yeah, you can't expect your boyfriend in high school, your high school sweetheart, to be just monogamous.
No,
he's not. It's so many fish.
I didn't football player.
Yes, and you should spread your wings as well. Like if you want to be with somebody for the rest of your life, don't you want to make sure that you find that one person? Like you're gonna pick one person because you fell in love with him in high school.
Nasty with,
yeah.
So you can do everything
and be yourself, your best friend, your everything.
You don't have to worry about it.
Yes, but it is vaccines for HPV. You can get them when you're in middle school, and it's like three sets. I have more information about it in my blog. TwoNatural will be posted.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, what are the symptoms? Like, how would you know and stuff?
You don't know. Women know when they go get a pap smear. They get a pap smear, and they know because the pap smear is abnormal. So then they got to get the next step. So, ladies, don't play. Like, it's not serious. And then most doctors don't even want to give you a pap smear until you're about 21 years old. So
not even that, or say if you just feel like something's wrong with your body and you want to get this checked out, they won't see you because your insurance says, "Oh, I can only do it for one time a year."
Yeah,
that's true, and that pisses me off.
Yes,
because we want to check just say just in case you slip up and have unprotected sex. Well, let me just go check just to make sure. Can you draw blood? Can you go ahead and get me a pap? Can we get all this done and get that over with so I can make sure that I'm clear on the go just because I was being irresponsible for a second.
Right. It's also important to know like your local clinics. Like if you're in college, you have that. Like if you're especially if you're a college student, you have that.
They do that at TSU, huh?
Yeah, like your college is gonna have.
I can go up there and do that, huh?
Yeah, you get birth control. So
that's
like,
so weird when I the little wine, the little wine.
Really? Yeah. So I could have just went there. I could get all my stuff from over there.
Don't
use your resources.
Yes, go and don't.
We pay a bill.
Don't be scared.
Stay woke. Yes, go. And if you
go with your partner.
For sure. And if you can't ask your partner, like, when's the last time you've been checked, or do you have?
That's a big problem.
You shouldn't have sex with them.
No. I have an app on my phone with my doctor's office, like showing the date when I went, what type of testing I did, how my results came back negative. So if I ever like have any problems with anyone,
I know exactly where it came from.
Yeah, because this is the time that I got tested and I've been fine since then. And now I've come along to you and this is what's happening.
Right.
So I'm big on that.
For sure. And with HPV is no cure. So when it can go to warts or cervical cancer, but it's no cure. So it's cured for what it can cause. So when it causes warts, warts they have some medicine that you can try to get warts.
Like genital
but the virus is going to be there.
Okay.
Yeah. A virus never leaves you.
Yeah.
So the virus is going to be there. Now, if you have it, you can grow out of it. A lot of people do grow out of it, so they don't really be alarmed about it until after you're like 25 or whatever. That's when.
Wrap it up.
Yes, but to save that, like, who wants to think about all of that? Wrap it up. And just be safe and think about who you open yourself to, because just because you're being faithful to someone don't mean that other person is just being faithful to you.
Definitely.
And who you're not married, so they're not
even
wrong.
Marriage, because a lot of people get married young.
They do, but in marriage y'all should have that communication. And you need to be monogamous, I would say. Today's news, earlier last week, they were talking about Me Too and hashtag Me Too. Yeah. And Alyssa Milano, she encouraged women who had experienced sexual assault to hashtag Me Too. But then later on in the week, they found out that it really came from Tarana Burke. Over a decade ago, she created this movement for women to say Me Too if they be in a situation, because when she was a youth camp member, or she was advisor of a youth camp, a girl came to her and basically like confided in her and was telling her about a situation that was happening to her. And instead of Tarana saying like, I experienced that too, this is what you can do, she told the girl to talk to somebody else. So the girl kind of shut down. And so Miss Burke realized like she could have changed that girl's life. She hasn't heard from that girl again. So she decided to say Me Too and create this movement. So recently, Alyssa Milano had created that hashtag Me Too, and a lot of people have been saying, Me Too, I have been sexually assaulted, or this has happened to me. And you have another story about it?
Yeah. Also in the news, there is this famous producer named Weinstein who has just came out. He sexually assaulted a lot of women in the industry. So Rose McGowan, she accused him of doing this a few years back. And she was kind of blackballed from Hollywood. And it wasn't until recently where he was caught on tape where her story was actually validated. So a lot of women, I know Lupita Nyong'o has came out and talked about him. There's a lot of different actresses that's came out and talked about him. So all these women in the industry have felt pressure to either engage in sexual acts with producers in order to make their career move forward. So I guess it's kind of like, it's sad to say, but it's a part of the culture in Hollywood. It's a part of the culture in the media and entertainment business that people get sexually assaulted. Like I've heard, what's his name? Lil Duval talk about being charged up about sexual favors. Terry Crews. So it's not just women, it's men. It's a part of the culture, whether it's men or women being sexually assaulted.
And not only just in the like Hollywood industry, even in real life, just working as a woman, just going to work, yes. You can have sexual harassment.
I've been sexually assaulted at a regular job before.
So don't be afraid to like speak out.
Yeah.
You're just because you feel like it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you look good or that you wear that outfit. Regardless of what you're wearing, doesn't give a person a right to do anything to you. Mm-hmm. Nobody is in charge of you except you. So don't be afraid to speak out and figure out what can happen. Because if you don't speak out, it can happen to somebody else. And then what if it happens to somebody else and it's worse?
Yeah.
Then it's on your conscience because you could have stopped it months ago or weeks, years ago.
Or the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So keep joining us. We're going to talk about different topics kind of like this. Next week we can talk about anything. Stay tuned for our preview. We'll let you know. And hopefully you'll see these guys again. We're going to have a couple other guests next week. See ya.
Bye guys.
Bye.